Let's see. All right. I think I'm live. Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me? A little kabobble this morning. Kind of throwing this together. There we go. That looks better. All right. Anybody can hear me? Is my mic working? All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday Craft and Chat with Stacy and I. Stacy did post that she wasn't able to make it today, so I'm going to wing it, and I'm just going to walk through the steps on how we put a SVG into the WeCreat program and cut it out. So today I'm making wooden crosses. These can be made with the wood, or you can make them on cardstock, however you want to do them. So it's a great project for anybody. I mean, you can even make it in foam if you wanted to. Let's go down the list a little bit. Again, my name is Jess. I am Jess's Craft Therapy. I do many things, maker of many things, embroidery, sublimation, lasers. Yeah, I do all kinds of stuff. 3D printing, DTF, a little bit of everything. And I like to expand my horizons. Acrylic, that's true, Barb. You can do it with acrylic. I've never actually done a project like that big with acrylic though. But then again, I just got my X-Tool P2S, so I may have to try that. All right, I'm gonna go down the list and say hello. Good morning to a few of the people that are hanging out with us today. I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out, spending your time with us. In the bushes, people in the bushes, the angels in the bushes, always watching but never seen. All right, good morning, DB. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Carrie Crafts. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Miss Sharon. Good morning, Bobby. How's your Bobby? How's your videos coming? Are you getting ready to do another live? Good morning, Miss Melinda. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, D. Smith. I'm glad to see you in here. Hope things are getting better. Good morning, Miss Barb. How cold is it at your house, Miss Barb? Good morning, Nikki. Going down. Good morning, Kingsbury Crafts. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Good morning, Miss Rika. I watched your live last night a little bit, then I had to go. I was in the middle of making my my newest mug rugs. I'm in my mug rug making area now that I watched Miss Marilyn show us details how to do it. Good morning, Miss Sean. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. So I do have to show them off and boast on them a little bit. So this is the first one I did when Marilyn was giving her live. This is the one that I stitched out. I completed and stitched out. Just used her general idea of what she was doing. And this one is the one that I made yesterday and stitched out. But this is see how this is my question I had to have asked, because I was like, it keeps showing my stitches, but then again, the inset is what Miss Rachel told me. So I'm gonna try that with the inset stitch for the final stitch, so that way that these don't show up. But it turned out pretty cute. Good morning, Miss Evelyn. Thanks for coming in. Good morning, Miss Joyce. Up bright and shiny. Aw, thank you, Miss Joyce. Are you a night owl? Okay, so I'm gonna go, might as well just get started because I want to get that cutting. I don't know how long it's gonna take. But I'm gonna just walk you through in the WeCreat program. In the WeCreat program, you don't have to have the subscription to do the cutting. The only thing the subscription does is gives you their projects. It doesn't give you really any bonuses. My personal opinion is very pricey for not doing much for you. It's crazy pricey. Like, I don't even know. So I don't ever use that program except for to cut. I do have a Vista and a Vision 20. The WeCreat Vision 20 and a WeCreat Vista 10 watt. The 10 watt is a powerhouse. It will do everything the 20 does. It just takes a little longer. I personally have never done the tumblers on the Vista. For some reason, the tumbler press or the tumbler attachment that I have for my 20 does not fit my my Vista, which they should. I would think they should interchange, but they don't. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to walk you through how I go about setting up to cut. I do have my other camera, brain fart, sorry. Oh, Miss Joyce, you need to get that out of the box, girl. Get that going. It is so much fun. It's addicting. Once you get it started, you are gonna go and go and go. All right, let me get my share screen here. Figure out where the share screen button went. So many new stuff. So many new stuff. Okay. Let me see. All right, can everybody go back up here so I can get chat somewhat? Drive safe, Miss Sharon. Good morning, Jesse. I wish we had a heat wave. It's freezing. All right, so first and foremost, we're going to let's see. I guess I could just share screen because that way it'll be able to show everybody what I'm doing here. Guess it'd help if I was on the right. Okay, we're just gonna share the window. All right, so I'm just gonna show you. Hopefully everybody can see this. Can you guys see the creative? Actually, I can't even see you guys, so it ain't gonna matter. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, these new. All right, I think we got it. Now I got it, Sharon. Can everybody see the Creative Fabrica? So this is where I get a lot of my projects from, where I get ideas to create my own projects is from here. These are, so Creative Fabrica is a membership. You can get it. It's like $48 a year. Greatest thing ever, especially starting out, because you get so many free or so many projects to do with commercial license. You can't sell their files, but you could definitely make a physical product and sell it. So here is some of the crosses we were looking at to make today. I did do one, and I'll show you what it looks like. I do think that there's a little bit of flaw in the cutout because when I put the light in it, it doesn't light up very well. Like these ones are like legit lit up, like they should be, but the one I did does not. And again, you can make these with a variety of different media types from acrylic, like Ms. Barb says, to cardstock, to cutting out the laser. It's an endless possibility. So these are the different crosses, boxes. You can make them as big as or little as you want. If you go too little, then these little pieces here are harder to cut out. But yeah, they are adorable and great decor items, even gift items. You can give them as a gift. Unique. You can even change like the wording on it if you'd like and have something else on it. So what I do is I download this from Creative Fabrica and save it on my desktop. And then I'm going to go over and I'm going to show you how I import it to the WeCreat program. Like I said, the WeCreat program can be a paid program, but you do not need to pay for it in order to use it. You just I haven't looked at it in a while, but I do believe that it is quite spendy per year to have that program. When you first buy your machines, you get like a 6-month trial on it, but after that, it's like a few $100s, I believe. Last time I looked for a year. Okay, so this is the WeCreat program. It does bring up a whole lot of options, but these options are not available unless you pay for the yearly subscription. So, I mean, you can check out things they've done, but you can't actually do them unless you have the paid prescription because it's part of their subscription program, I guess. All right, so to bring in the cross, I'm going to hit New Project. Did I miss anybody? Good morning, Miss Cheryl. Thanks for coming in. And again, everybody in the bushes, thanks for coming in and hanging out with me. Taking a few minutes. Mr. Rika, you're up early. Usually you don't get up this early. I might have to restart it. Let me just start the program again because I don't know what's going on with it. Because I'm live, that's what's going on with it. Yeah, see what it tells you, like bookmarks and stuff, you have to log in first. If you don't have the subscription, you can't log in. What is? Oh, now it loaded after I got rid of it. All I wanted was one to load. All right, I guess we'll just wait and see if it loads. Oh, Shay, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. Man, what is the deal? I don't even have that many screens open. Now it won't go away or nothing. And it won't even close out. Oh. Oh, and there it goes. I guess it all happens at once, you know, because I'm on live. That's why it's going crazy. Try it again. Good morning, Sherika. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with our shenanigans here. Again, Stacy had an unfortunate emergency and had to leave, so I'm solo again today. Hopefully she'll be back next week. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see if we can get this to load again. Maybe I should have restarted my computer before I got on here. Working fine this morning, no issues. We're gonna do the 20-minute. Well, I guess why it's deciding what it's gonna do here. Do I have movement? Holy mackerel. What is happening? I have never had it this long to load anything. Wonder if I could get it to load without being on the. Good morning, Oreo Mouse. Thanks for coming in. Apparently, it's really camera shy. I'm not panicking. I'm just slowly waiting for it to load so I can actually do something. I've literally never had to take this long to do anything. Let's try to do it without sharing. Oh, maybe it doesn't like streaming because as soon as I took it off the sharing, now it's working. So I guess I will get into the area that I need to be before I put it on the streaming. Oh, and now my internet's not working well. Okay, so now it's loaded. Let's try this. Now we'll share the screen. Okay, can everybody see that? Everybody can see the. So after you go, when it brings up the program, I'll just walk you through it. You're going to hit the new project. When it brings up new project, it'll bring up your screen for your camera through the laser. If you have more than one, you cannot plug in more than one laser at a time. Like I have two, the Vista and the Vision. I cannot have them plugged in at the same time because one says not connected if you're trying to use the other one. Now, if you go in there and you have one going, you can unplug the USB and plug in the other USB for the other laser and start it. But you won't be able to use, let's see, you won't be able to restart the previous cut if you change the laser USB cords during the middle of the laser cut. Because I have a lot of issues with it cutting through, especially like on my Vista. You have to do it because it's such a low wattage of power. You have to do it usually a couple times. All right, so now I'm going to upload my design. So I'm gonna go, hopefully it's a work. You're gonna go to the WeCreat logo here on the left. You're gonna go File, and you're gonna go to Import. Then it will bring up your files. Mine, I saved it on the desktop just for easier finding. You're gonna go to the one that says 3D lantern or 3D cross lantern. And you're gonna bring up, you wanna use SVG. You can use PNGs, but they're much harder to do and you don't get as clean of a cut if you use a PNG, but it's not impossible to use a PNG. I've never actually turned like a PNG into a laser file. I know you can do pictures like that, but I've never actually done that. Something new for me. My husband's doing better. It's been a week and he's getting more active, less pain. Now we just got to deal with the other little stuff that's going on. So thank you for asking, Carrie. All right, so we're going to go to SVG. And then these are the different SVGs that are in the file. I don't know. I believe these are the three. I don't know why it says 3,175. I don't know what that situation is. I would just use the one that says 3 millimeter. These are the different types of lanterns. Let me see which one here. So the one that I've already cut out is the Hope lantern. Let's do the peace one, and that is number 3. So I'm going to hit number 3. We're going to hit open. And then it's going to bring in, this is true to size. So that's one giant piece. And they do have the little square here. Usually when you do the, I'm going to zoom in for it. The square, it just lets you know that this is to size it. So if you click on this square, it should be a 1 inch over here on the left. It should say 1 by 1. That way you know that it is actually coming in true to size, just like with any other program, kind of like we do with the rhinestone program, or the rhinestone templates. When we bring them in to cut, we always make sure they're correct size, because if it's not correct size, then the pieces won't fit together. And it'll be a big headache and a waste of time and materials and energy and all that. So always make sure your 1 inch is correct in the size up here in the left-hand side, and it is, and then you just delete it. You don't need it. You're not going to cut it out. All right, so now I'm going to zoom back in. So this is one complete cross, and this size makes an 8 by 6 size cross. I have a chicken outside that's like going crazy. I can hear her clucking at the window. Never a dull moment around here. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna click off and have each piece individually, and you're just gonna fit it like a giant puzzle on top of the wood. Get as many as you can get in there evenly without overlapping, because you don't want to overlap. So if anybody likes puzzles, laser would be perfect for you. Let's see. All right, put this one over here. I do a lot of these with scrap pieces. Like I'll cut out something else and I'll have a lot of little pieces. So I just use my scrap pieces and fit them on there just like a giant puzzle. Does anybody else besides Miss Joy have a laser? The WeCreat laser? And one of the downfalls on this file is it really I didn't see any instructions on how to put it together. I guess I should look on the actual cut file. And this is where so I guess I go ahead and show you. I'm almost tempted to do another circle, because the one circle they have here, it doesn't light up. It doesn't make, let me go back here. Whoop. Let me make myself bigger on this one. So this is the one that I cut out already. But when you put the light in the back right here, I'll show you guys better in detail. It really doesn't light up except for the bottom. I think there needs to be another one up here on the top so that you can get the full force. I mean, you could use fairy lights to put in there. That would be another option. That way you can just wind it around. But the one circle just doesn't. This would be another cute piggy bank too. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, that one circle, I just think the location of it should have been different. Maybe up higher, maybe like around here or up on the top of the cross. Yeah, I don't know. Each to their own. You can make it however you'd like. All right, let me finish putting these lovely pieces on here. So I'm going to cut it on my WeCreat Vision 20. Yeah, Evelyn, a tube light might work too. Like I said, it's whatever you want, however you want to make it. I thought about like taking, actually we can talk about it after I get to start cutting. Good morning, Shamika. Thanks for coming in. Good morning, Terry. Again, thanks for everybody for coming in, hanging out, and listening to us, and everybody in the bushes and the replay squad. I'm a big part of that replay squad for many people. All right, so all the pieces are on here. So I actually have a lot of room left over, so let me see if I can save wood here. Kind of odd with this one though. Oh, nap time. Let me see. And you can zoom in closer. That's what I like about this one is. Of course, there's going to be at least one, right? And you want to make sure they say true to size. Don't change the size, because if you change one piece, you have to change them all. You can't just do one individual change. Unless, of course, it's like you want to change the word on it. From piece, you can change that. And I can show, if anybody interested in having me show you how to change the word, if you want to change a word on it that's already engraved or already cut out on it. All right, well, I tried to save my wood there, but you know, that didn't work. Oop. Let's see. Oh, let me see if I can get this one. And we'll move this one right here. There we go. Actually, because this one will waste anyway, might as well. This one up here. So it's like I said, it's a giant puzzle. You just try to pick all the pieces, put them where they can go to fit the most, so waste the least. So then I'm going to highlight after I get them placed. The puzzle. Actually, I have some puzzles I did. I'll show you guys. The puzzles are fun. We do a lot of puzzles. Yep, Bobby, that's a lot of puzzles. That's what I said. If you like puzzles, lasers would be your thing, because that's what it is. Giant puzzle. All right, so next we're going to highlight it all. Excuse me, I need some more caffeine. After you get it highlighted, you can look over here on the right hand side, and you're going to make sure that it says, so it comes in as a line engrave. If I was to hit line engrave, all it would do is draw giant lines on the wood. It wouldn't cut it out. That wouldn't help you, because you're not going to be able to do anything with it. It's just going to be a giant, unless you just want to color it. You can color it. Fill engrave, which would make it solid pieces. Again, does not cut. It just burns it in. So you don't have to, it won't cut it. It'll just make it dark pieces. You can, so I don't, this is like if you wanted to change a word and make it so it doesn't cut it out, but it's engraved on the wood, that would be, this would be that option. Last but not least, the cut. This is where I want, because I want it to cut. I want to make sure all the pieces are on cut. Up here, we're going to go down to materials, select materials. So I'm using wood. So I'm going to go to the wood category. I'm going to go down here on this one, and I'm going to use the thicker wood when I cut this out. So the 5 millimeter. And then I'm going to hit refresh, because then it's going to do another picture, and it's going to let me know if I need to adjust any of the pieces to make sure that they're all on the wood. All right, so I'm going to highlight it again, and then I'm going to come down here, and it says to cut, it's 100 speed, or excuse me, 100 power. So 100 power on my Vision 20, and a 3 speed, and number of passes 1. Next, to get it started, I have to hit autofocus. It will not let you go on any further until you hit autofocus. So I can show you. So say I'm ready to go. I want it to go. I want to send it to the machine to cut. If I hit start, it says you haven't initiated autofocus yet. Please autofocus. So it won't let you go on any further without doing the autofocus. Autofocus just means it's going to give you more precise picture of the actual material and the cutout pieces on the wood. Yeah, Bobby, the WeCreat Vista is an awesome powerhouse. I mean, it does everything, and it's got the biggest cut area. So my Vision doesn't have as big of a cut area as my Vista. The Vista, I don't remember what the cut size is, but it's at least, I think it's like 18 or 20 inches wide, and it's still about 12 and a half inches tall. So now after I did the autofocus, if you look over here on the left side, you can see that my wood is actually not lined up with the pieces. So I need to scoot it over a little bit to make sure it's actually on the wood. So I kind of just go around and make sure that it's all on the wood. All right, now I'm ready to cut. So now I hit start again. And it's going to bring up the processing status. This again will show you where the pieces are going to lay on the wood of the picture it took. This is like kind of like that measure twice, cut once situation. You're going to look at it again, make sure everything is on the wood. Sometimes I don't catch everything on the first go. It says 53 minutes to cut out, which on the first go, and sometimes it's overlaying the wood. If that was the case, then I could hit cancel, go back, fix it, and then hit start again. All right, so now I'm going to hit send. Now I got to get up and go get it and go hit the button because it's far away. And now it will cut out. And then I will stop sharing this page because now it's just a matter of time. Don't mind my machine. It's very dirty. It's very well loved and used. Good morning, Making with Marilyn. Okay, so now I'm going to go over, I did do one as a cutout, a project, just to try it. So this is the actual cross. I put it all together. I only painted the front part. I haven't painted the back, yeah. I just used a paint pen and painted it. You can make it any color you want. So this one's not very bright, but see, this is what I was talking about with the light. I mean, you can see it, but it's not really, I mean, I don't even think if I turned off my light here. Yeah, see, it only shows in like the bottom. I don't know. Kind of weird. I even tried it like with a flashlight, putting it back there to see if it would work it better. That's really bright. The flashlight works better, so maybe I just need a stronger light, not a T lamp that's recommended, but yeah, that works way better. Is it backwards to everybody? Is it mirrored? But these are cute, adorable. What I put it together with is the Gorilla Wood Glue. I use a paintbrush because they're such small pieces. I use a paintbrush when I put it together just to go along the edges. And then it dries really fast. So this is one of them, adorable little one. And then I'm cutting out the piece. So some of the other things I've made here, I made yesterday, was I made a hunting tic-tac-toe game. So this one was also a creative fabric. My hair's like crazy, dude. So this one is actually one of the creative fabrica ones. I know it's got hunting pieces in it, so hopefully I don't get in trouble. So this one has a cover, so you can just store it. And then, so the cover comes off. And then inside is the tic-tac-toe, but I think it needs more pieces to it. I think we're missing some pieces. I think it should have at least 4 of each. 4 for each person. And then in the spirit of Valentine's, I made this one. This one, I should have made the cover, used this portion and made a cover like that, but yeah. And then these pieces just lift up. I can get it backwards. And hearts. Really cute little fun things for kids to do. And it's really fun because you could have them put it together. You cut it out and then they can glue it and color it whatever color they want. It's great. Oh, so on the does anybody want to see how I would go about doing the? Let me here. Changing the word piece on the cross in case you want to put a different word like someone's name or something. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's usually Easter. I do a lot of puzzles for everybody, like a themed puzzle, because they have so many adorable puzzles you could cut out on Creative Fabrica. And like I said, you don't have to always make them in wood. You can make them in cardstock. You can make them in foam board or foam sheets. Those would be really cute too. And then you can have them color them if you want. You can make them using the foam sticker sheets. Like they have the sticker on the back. You can use the foam on it and put them together so you don't have to use glue with it for kids. And then they can color their own little pieces. I mean, possibilities are endless when you go and create something. You take one project and make it 20 different ways. And that's how I focus. That's how I work. I usually take one thing and do it like 20 different ways. Miss Rachel, why are you hiding? Good morning, Up Designs. Good morning, Scrapping Like a Lady. Yeah, you can cut foam sheets on Cricut. You have to use the deep oh, here, I'll put this one bigger. We don't need some bigger. You can put the foam sheets on there kind of like you would do with the basswood. You use a deep cut blade and you can cut them on there. I've done that before. I have the Maker 3 and I've done those on there. And as you can see, it's cutting out pretty steadily, and it does fine detail as long as you don't have it too high. So I will let you know when you have the WeCreat, if you start seeing burn marks, it's most likely because your power's too high. So make sure you do test cuts, especially if you're new to WeCreat. Make sure to do test cut, test cut, test cut. I'll show you how to do the word. Let me share my screen again. Hobby Lobby, or you can get a good pack of them on Amazon. Just make sure they have the sticky backs. I actually have cardstock that I got from Cricut when they're doing their quarterly $10 off. I got a whole pack of the 12 by 24 cardstock with sticky backs, like sticker paper, and that would be great to make this stuff with. Good morning, Vera. Good morning, Faker McFake. Okay, so I'm going to show you just a quick way to change anything you want on the designs that's already a preset design. Let's see, can everybody see that? Make sure okay. So an easy way to do it, let me see if I can. So I'm going to highlight it all and I'm going to turn it into fill engrave. Oh no, that's horrible. We're going to go back on that I was going to do it that way, but I can just zoom in. Okay, so say you want to change the word on this and put someone's name or a last name, or we'll put welcome. So in order to do it in the WeCreat program, you just click on it because it's one solid piece, because it's already preset, pre-cut, ready to go for you. Yeah, I've done faux leather with an iron. I usually put parchment paper over it just to make sure it doesn't in a very low temperature. What are you, scrapping like a lady? What are you looking for? WeCreat. All right, so I'm going to click on the one that I'm going to change, and then up here on the toolbar it says split. Split is kind of like the compound path. You're gonna ungroup a compound path. That's the same thing. So you're gonna hit split, and then it turns all this design into individual pieces. So then you can change the design, you can redo it, you can reorganize it however you want. In order to change the word, I would just click on each letter that I want to get rid of and push delete. And then I can come over here to the word text. And I'm gonna click over here and do it because I don't want to mess up all these and rearrange it or something. Click over here and it's gonna bring hello. It always brings, that's the word comes in when you click the text box. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. And then you're gonna double click, and this is where you're gonna type your word. When you do welcome. And then after you type it, you want to click off. And then you can put it here. I usually put it wherever I'm going to put it and make it to that size. And then I go up here to the fonts and let's see. Obviously, because it's going to be on a board that people are going to read, I don't want some, oh Lord. I don't want some font that's going to be hard to see. So you don't want like a cursive font. You can have like a fancy font, but I wouldn't recommend like a cursive font. Let's see. That's kind of like my rule of thumb is when you're going to put something on an object or a physical product that you are going to have people read, for one, you don't want to make it so small they can't read it unless they're up in your bubble. Don't want to do that. For two, you want to use a font that's legible from a good distance. I mean, yeah, you don't want someone to have to walk up to you and say, what does your shirt say? Or what does that say? Make it legible. If you can't read it from far away, more than likely most people can't either. The other thing is cursive fonts are kind of hard to read for some people. So making sure you also adjust to the person that you're going to be making it for, or the person that what they're going to be using it for, making sure it's legible for everybody. And there's also the software is kind of complicated for WeCreat, but you can always create your SVG in a different program and bring it in here just to cut. That's what I usually do. 99% of the time, I don't do any modifications in WeCreat. I usually either use Design Studio or the Leonardo Design Studio or Canva. I use Canva sometimes too. So you don't have to make your project in here. You can create an SVG and bring it in and have it cut automatically. All right, let me see if I can find a pretty font. I have a lot of fonts. See, so something like this, I don't think, we'll try it and see. Oh, I guess it's not too bad. I'll have to adjust it again. Okay, so now if you look at this font, you'll see how there's overlapping pieces on here. And if you were to send that to the machine to cut, it would be a hot mess. You would have all kinds of weird lines and cutouts because it would literally cut right over the other letter and right through the letter. So this would be one little piece. See, this triangular looking piece here, that would be one piece. It would cut off. So before you send it to cut, always make sure to check your fonts, make sure they're not overlapping. If they are overlapping, you want to come back up here to the toolbar where it says welding. And if you click welding, it will combine all those letters to make it one solid piece. So when it cuts out, it won't cut through your piece. It will be one solid piece for you to get, which also makes it easier to put glue on there when it comes time, because if you don't and you have to glue each individual piece, you can get real frustrated real fast. So now there's the welcome. So now I can cut out. In order to cut out as one solid piece, I would just highlight it all. Whoop. Go back. Love the back button if it works. There we go. Then you would just take, I would just take it all as one because I would be cutting it as one, and hit, make sure it still says cut. So highlight it again, make sure it says cut, and now it turns it red because red is the cut. That's the indication of cut in the WeCreat program is red. The line engrave is the, yep, it says red, but I don't know. But yeah, you can, these are endless possibilities. You can change this cross all the way around and take up all these designs and make your own design. You can make it with letters, you can make it words, you can make it however you want. Let's see, what other thing here? Oh, I can run through some other things here. I'm just going to move this. I'm going to group it so it'll stay together as one piece. So to group a cutout file, just go right click on the actual highlighted portions, hit group, and then I just move it down. So it'll stay one solid piece. So if I was to have to move it back up, it would be all one. We could do, so I don't know. They do have some images in here for free. Obviously, they're going to be vector images, so like a silhouette type image. You can make your own, make your own tic-tac board. You can do images, you can do cats, you can do, let's see. Let's see, we'll do, I'm going to run through and make, I do a lot of like name tag with offsets, like keychains. Yes, Evelyn. Yep. Yeah, you can download the WeCreat program without having an actual WeCreat, a laser. Which, uh-oh. What in the world is happening? Oh, it got blurry. I have to go look at that. Sorry, all. I didn't realize it stopped sharing. So what portion did you guys not see on the... Do I need to go back and show you guys any of those? Sorry, I didn't realize it was not sharing. Let me see why that's so blurry. Okay. So on that portion, did anybody need me to repeat how I changed the word on the welcome? Did everybody see that portion? Okay. All right. So let's say we want to make a keychain. We can We'll just use some that are in here. Let's see. We'll make an animal keychain. Let's see. Anybody have a favorite animal in here? Let's see. Ooh, a turtle. Some of these actually have designs, so which is really nice. Oh, we'll do a cat. How about a cat? Oh, these won't let me use it without having the WeCreat. So see, as you can see, it's very limited. I have to be signed in order to use any of their stuff, which is ridiculous. But whatever, they want to do it that way. So let me see if I can find a SVG. At one time, you were able to use that stuff. Let's see. Anybody working on anything today? Well, that's working on it. What about a heart that lights up with love in the middle and a bunch of small hearts and a Cupid cutout? That would be cute. Did you see my I don't have any more hearts, but I did do this one, Vera. I just don't usually do any events in February, and but yeah, this one came from Walmart, and I just laser engraved on it. But you could do the hearts and stuff on the cross. Dawn, still in the embroidery orders. Actually, I just got a large order for some embroidered heart memorial pieces. So that'll be fun. Sorry, I'm waiting for this. There we go. I did get a new computer, which is nice because it's a lot faster than using my laptop. All right. Let's see. So this one is actually a flower that you can make your own piece in. So you can make these each individual cutouts and make your own decor piece. So what I would do for this one is obviously I put it on there. It comes in because it is an SVG and because it is colored, it comes in like that. But I would hit cut. And then it will divide the pieces and it will get rid of the back portions. So you can change any of these items into SVGs. Actually, what I would do is probably separate them because I would want them all as a we can make a hibiscus flower keychain. So these are already cut into portions so they just fit together. So you can change it like that if you want. I'm going to just take one of these flowers and make it into a keychain. I'll show you guys. So you can take any SVG to bring it in. You can put it It can be, like I said, it can be SVG with color. All you would do in order to make it into a keychain, obviously you're gonna need I do layered keychains a lot of the time. So what I would do normally, this is the way I do it. Like I said, everybody does their own thing. Everybody does it different. But I would bring it in. I would make an outline on it. So the offset, in order to have a background piece, a solid piece for the keychain, I would make an offset. And to make an offset, you would come up here to the offset button, click offset. Actually, I'm going to move this because I want to be able to see the whole thing while the offset's on there. So again, you go up here, hit offset, and then you see the orangish yellow line. That's the offset. Now, I usually make it a little bit bigger because it's going to be an offset and I want to be able to glue on the top pieces. You can either slide it up left or right, or you can move it by 1 or 2 at a time by hitting the plus sign. So that would be good for my offset. And then I would hit confirm. So if I want to make it a keychain, here, I'll move it back over here in the center. I would go up to shapes. Now shapes I know you can use for free. So go up to shapes, hit circle. And then I'm going to come down here and, oops, not in that box. Got to go hit shapes again. And then you're going to make a circle. The circle depends on how big of a portion you want. And then after you make the circle the size that you want, I come down here and I'm going to overlay it on my other offset. So when you look at it close, you have to make sure that they're overlaid to each other, one set on top of the other. Now, in order to get those to connect, you're going to do another step. But let me show you how I make the actual circle for the keychain portion. So I'm going to hit copy, and then I'm going to hit paste. Then I make another circle to go into that circle. When we make wood keychains, I always make it a little bit thicker around because I want to make sure that it's going to be sturdy enough to withhold on a keychain. Okay, so now you have a circle, a large circle, an inner circle, and you're making sure that the large circle only is connected to the offset that you made. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and I'm going to drag over all 3 of those pieces. And then it's going to highlight them. Once they're all highlighted, you're going to come up here to the top and you're going to hit merge. Maybe. Once you, oh, dang it. I must have highlighted the purple too. Okay, let's try this again. You can also do it through the layers portion up here. You can click the layers button and it will bring up all the layers that it has for you. And you want to click all the orange. And then I think that's what I did. Merge overlapping shapes. Nope. Oh, I was right. It's just being ridiculous. So, did I get it? No. It's on those 3 again. Merge graphic shapes. There we go. That one worked. I don't know why. I must have highlighted the purple last time. So again, I'm going to do it again and show you now that it actually worked this time. So in your layers panel, let me see if I can make it bigger. It shows you each portion that you have on the board. And actually, it's each portion that's on the screen completely. And they're color coded. Obviously, this one's orange and that one's orange. You can change the color if you want. But so for the portions that I want to be able to merge as one solid piece, I'm going to click on it. Then I'm going to come up here on merge, and I'm going to hit merge graphic shapes. Why does it keep getting rid of my circle? Sorry, I did that wrong too. Man, it's a lot different when you're doing lives and just doing it without even thinking about it. Sorry, I fibbed. So I want the outer circle and the outline. highlighted. Now I'm gonna hit merge. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one off and this one off. There we go. We kept highlighting my purple. So I'm gonna walk through that again now that it works. So go back. So I'm gonna move those pieces off because I was just having too much issues with them doing it. And I think it's because we're live, you know. And now I'm gonna go back over here to my outline. So I'm gonna click the outline. I'm gonna hit shift and then I'm gonna click the large circle. Then after I get those highlighted, I'm gonna come up here to merge graphic shapes. Now I have one solid piece and one inner piece. So this will be my backdrop for my keychain. So then I can put these back on here and I can paint this portion of the flower and I can paint this portion of the flower and glue them on here, making a keychain. So you just need to make sure everything says cut. And now each portion, you don't want to leave these portions on there though, if you want them cut separately. Because if you leave them all together, it'll cut out one solid piece and then you'll have like a holy keychain. Cut each portion separately, and after they're cut, you can paint these two and then glue them on there, and then you have a keychain. Sorry, let's go back here and look at it. Wait. Let's see, is there any questions? What kind of DTF printer do you have, Barb? Sorry, off topic. Vera, these projects can be endless. You never know what you're going to find and what you can make out of these projects. The things you would say that, hey, I don't know what I'm ever going to use that for. You can use it. Oh yes, Barb, the creative fabric rabbit hole. That is a deep, never-ending hole. The glue that I use for the acrylic is either, when I do multiple layers, it's either this one. I use, yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing that one now. So I use the Aleene's Rapid Dry, or I also use this one for my acrylics. The Loctite Vinyl Plastic and Fabric works really good. This one is fast drying. So if you want in a hurry, this is the one I use. And I use it for paper, wood, I use it for acrylic, I use it for foam, I use it for everything. Hey, Tuck. I got a Lenovo desktop all-in-one. That's the computer I got. Definitely made life easier. That's for sure. I don't know if everybody wants to watch this cut out because it's still got a little bit on it. I've already been on an hour, so. I do want to start doing some X-Tool videos. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely want to do some X-Tool videos. Is anybody, I know a lot of you guys follow with Delonda. Is anybody doing the word of the year? Oh, I still got my light on. I've also been playing with after after Barb gave me the idea about my plate for my 3D printer, I've been playing with that too and making these little cute. They're supposed to be flower pots, but I think I'm going to use them as like tool holders. This one, he's a little bit sad. His arms aren't. Yep, Up Designs. I use the Lenovo laptop as well. When I'm starting school tomorrow, so I'm going to be using that instead of. That's what I've been using for the last year or two is a Lenovo. So yeah, I have these different little hanging buddies that I've been. The arms or something else. I got to work on the arms, but they still work really cute for little tool holders to sit on the shelves, styling. Oh, and then I made me a scissor holder for my embroidery machine. It's a little pencil sharpener. I think Laura with Creative Art by LT made that. Thank you, Rachel. It's definitely I didn't ever think that I would go back to school at this age, but I am not, as most people would know, I am not a desk sitter. So I don't like sitting at the desk and being confined to a desk for 9-10 hours a day. So I am going to I'm going to go back to school so I can do a different type of job, still giving people. I'm going to go back to school to be an EMT paramedic, so I can be on the go. I can help people. I can do what I love, which is helping people, making sure they're taken care of to the best of my ability, and then still doing on the go and not being stuck at a desk all day. So definitely an adventure. Definitely an adventure. Yeah, focus. My word for the year, I decided was going to be strengthen, because I have learned a lot. My last year word was unstoppable, and I used that word to the best of my ability, and I exceeded what I thought I was going to do. I told myself that nothing's going to stop me from doing what I want to do. Like, life is not going to prevent me from doing it. I might have some hurdles. I might have some pushback, but I'm the only one that can stop me. And I decided that I was just going to expand my horizons. And I did that with home, work, crafting, my business, my kids. Yeah, it's been a great year. And all the things that I learned last year, I want to make sure that they are my strengths. So this year, I'm going to be using my word strengthen, because I want to know that I can strengthen my skills, strengthen my life the way that I want it to be, with all my skill knowledge and all the things that I do now. I want to make sure they're solid. And so I have decided my word, I'm going to follow the word of unstoppable, learning all the new things, to my word this year, which is strengthen, because I want to make sure that I can strengthen and keep solid what I already have. Good morning, Patrice. Thank you, Dorica. Yeah, I know you just finished school not too long ago, too. I remember seeing you on your cruise. Congratulations on your new adventure. Dorica. Yeah, see, and that's what the last couple years is everything has gone so computerized that that's all I do. I mean, that is all I do. I work in the medical field currently, and that's all I do is computers and computers and computers. And it's like, I understand there's going to be computers, but sitting at a desk all day and not being able to move very much, I just don't like it. Good job, Miss Linda. We'll keep rooting for you. Good morning, Miss Eve. So again, for everybody coming in, this is what a different version that I'm making, but this is not hard to see. This is what it is. It's a 3D or laser cut wood cross, but the light in it is something different. I'm not really caring for the light being at the bottom. I think it needs to be higher, but I didn't change it on that one. I left it. But there's a whole series of these. So when it lights up, pretty cool if the light is correct. So I use a flashlight on that one. When I was using the little tea light, that didn't work very well. Oh, and then of course I made some tic-tac-toe hearts. Eve, did you see my new mug rug that I made? I don't know if Patrice saw it or not, but this one's I made from scratch. I am definitely in my mug rug making era. Well, I don't know how much. Oh, we're getting close to the end here on the. Oh, it's about. See, and I don't think the timer, like it shows you process status. I don't think that keeps up with actual process of actually on the machine itself, because I guess it is about halfway done. Should be done here shortly. Thank you, Marilyn. So yeah, it's just new year, new beginnings, new adventure. Anybody else have any questions regarding the WeCreat that I can answer? I will say I've had a lot of issues with mine, but in my personal opinion, the WeCreates are more for hobby crafters rather than business, because it seems to be that when I was using it all the time, like nonstop in my busy season for my events, that's when I seem to have the most issues. The more, like, if it was constantly being used, it would just all of a sudden I would just start having issues with it. So they're great machines, but I don't think they're good for like a fast, busy business. I believe that they're more for hobby crafters, the Vista as well. But they're still very good machines and they're great, but not for a fast-paced person or a fast-paced business that needs it constantly. Because I think I've had to send this one back 4 times and my Vista back 2 or 3 times because they just ended up with issues. And I do not do updates of any type anymore. No, learned my lesson on that one. All right. Well, I guess we could just wait. We're almost done. I can show y'all. Like I said, anybody else have any questions regarding the WeCreat? Basic maintenance on it. I had to really detail mine because they get well used, very well used. They do cut some acrylics. Usually not. They don't cut clear. They don't cut white. Most common that I've been able to cut on is blue, a blue green or a blue. Those cut really well on the red. WeCreat does have acrylic sheets that you can purchase through them. They're on the spendier side, but they are able to be done through them. And I've never cut fabric on it, but I saw the video with Angel B that she cut fabric on her WeCreat. So I was like, I think we need like a fabric cutting Zoom or session regarding lasers and fabric. Derica, for the most part, I guess you just, the business portion, would probably be a CO2 laser because it's a powerhouse and it can handle all the constant use. I just don't believe that these are made for severely, or not severely, but constant busyness state, because like I was using mine, both of them, I had them always going together. I've only had my CO2, my X-Tool P2S for a couple weeks, but that thing, it cuts it out no problem, not even a second guess. I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. I just got the riser and the tumbler. These do tumblers too, but they are a little bit more harder to put the tumbler attachment in, because you have to the rotary that it comes on. It uses three. Here, I'll go grab it. Hold on, it'll be easier to show you. Okay, so I am a fast-paced person, Patrice. Yes. So this is the attachment for extra cord in there, for the WeCreat. I've never used the attachment on the Vista. For some reason, I don't know if it's because I bought mine before the new rotary with WeCreat came out, but my rotary does not fit my Vista, which is really weird. It doesn't sit in there like the sidebar over here, this sidebar here that it's supposed to sit on, because it's supposed to sit like this, does not line up. It's just weird. So this is the rotary for my Vista, or my Vista, and on this one you have to use pegs. You don't have a rotary like a rotary base where they have turn where you can just set it on there. You have to put it either on these pegs. So there's 3 of them that you set it on. You have to put the tumbler on there, or you have to use these, which I created some of these on my 3D printer before they were offering them through WeCreat. So that is why they work so much better. The first time I used these, we tried to tighten it up, and the threaded portion popped right off, and it was broken there. And that was like the second day I had it. So so if you do get a WeCreat and you want to do the rotary, I highly recommend using these ones. They do come with them now. They also have longer ones that you can buy, or if you have a 3D printer, you can 3D print them, so that you can put bigger tumblers on there. But the tumbler goes over it, kind of like a sandwich, and then you put it, and then you tighten it on the rotary so it turns. The biggest problem I have with that is sometimes if you don't get it tight enough, when it's lasering, it falls off. What mistake, Evelyn? I just got that riser, Barb. It is amazing. I love it. But yeah, I definitely want to do some more lasering, because I think that's one of my biggest passions is lasers. So I definitely love it, and I'm going to start doing both more WeCreat lasering and the X-Tool lasering, because I make all kinds of stuff on the laser. I don't. So for first thing and foremost, I don't know if they would back they just give you a whole bunch of recommendations on how to make it so that the tumbler stays. But both my lasers are now outside the warranty period. So they would offer me like a discount on a new one, or they would offer me sometimes they offer discounts on replacement pieces, but I decided when I was having so much issues because I use my lasers so much that when I started having all the issues, I needed something that was more of a power force for fast-paced, busy bee me. But yeah, I still use the WeCreat lasers. I will use them until they don't work anymore. And the funny thing is, this laser is the reason why I bought my X tool, because I was trying to use this laser and all of a sudden it just stopped working. So it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't go up or down. It was making some awful noise. And I'm like, okay. And I was like 3 or 4 months outside my warranty period. So I knew that they would not help me fix it. They would just offer me a discount on a new one. And I'm like, no, I think if I'm going to keep doing the business portion, I need to upgrade and get a one that's going to sustain me for a while. I know it's more pricey, but in the long run, it's going to work better for me because of how busy I can get during my busy seasons. And I get a lot of requests now for things because I've been around now 3 years, and people, word of mouth spreads faster than anything. So people are knowing that I can do things and messaging me, and so that keeps me busy even on my off season this year. And I've already been way busier than I have the last few years. Good morning, Alice B. But yeah, like I said, these WeCreat lasers would be perfect for hobbyists. I mean, they're reasonably priced for hobbyists. The Vista, if you're going to be wanting to do smaller items and tumblers, the Vista is a great option. So, oh look, it's done. I don't think it took a whole 50 minutes. I think it fibbed to me. And look at that, it's all done. I'll go grab it. Let's see. I'm gonna move this up a little bit so I can put my camera back up here. Don't mind my dirty workstation, you know. Yeah, Marilyn, I love the Vista for the diode laser. Most definitely. All right, so when I pulled it off, I realized that, so this is one of the things you have to pay attention to, especially with words. I realized that the P is missing the inner portion, and that ain't gonna work. So before you cut things like this, especially with fancy writing, I should have attached it better, which I didn't even think about looking at it because it came in. So not all sorry, my camera up there is like crazy. Not all cut files are going to work. So I guess I would recommend either doing an offset and connecting the whole letter, or trying to connect it better at the tip, because I do have the somewhere right here. So here's the inner portion of it. So, and I can't really glue it on there because it's going to be standing upright. I mean, I could try to finagle it, but So it should have been like that, but this piece is so small, so you could have made it a little thicker right there to attach to keep it together. And then, so in order to attach it, I would just take, actually I can just work on this one real quick. Another 10 minutes or so. So what I use to make these, glue these smaller pieces in is I get the Dollar Tree or wherever I can get them really cheap paintbrushes. And I just use it for the glue and just toss it when I'm done, because otherwise it can be a messy situation and you could have it everywhere. So see how this has got burning parts on the back? That's from the bottom. It will be the inside, you won't be able to see it, but that just means that I could have turned up the speed a little bit more so that it wouldn't have had that burn marks on it. But because it's going to be on the inside and this is the outside, I'm not going to worry about it. So then what I would do is, this is the front. So the directions in there weren't very clear. So I just kind of look at the picture itself and piece it together like a puzzle. So it's going to go on this side. I'm going to put it on this side. So I will turn it over. I would paint these. So along the bottom line here. And then I paint the sides on this one because this one's going to go in the slots. So I want to make sure those are painted. And then I stick it in there and push it against the slots are a little bit bigger, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it, but see how the slots are a little bit bigger. This glue works really well, so it will hold it up there where it goes. I don't know if you can. Let me get another piece on there. So after looking at the other one, this piece right here will be underneath, so it would be on this portion of it, so it's going to be a plain one. And I did realize that when you're looking at these, there is two different sizes on the plain ones. One's a little bit larger than the other one, so make sure you're looking at them when, more burn mark right there. Make sure you're looking at them when you put it together to make sure it fits the right hole, because if you don't, it can be a little bit crazy. All right, so I'm going to put the bottom piece on. I'll just do a few of these and then we'll call it good for the day. Just to show you how I piece them together with the paintbrush. Again, I'm going to do the side here. This will be the inside, so they won't be able to see it. And then the two flat edges right here. Then I'm going to, because it's going to be attached to this one standing up, I'm going to put, like I put it in there, and I'm going to paint along this edge so that that way it will attach to this portion and hold it up and hold it sturdier. So I just put the glue on that side, and then I'll push it in there. And then when you push these two together, and again, it's just like a big puzzle. And then you just keep going around. Make sure, you got to make sure all your sides are flat too. So sometimes you'll have little pokies on the sides, like, oh, that one doesn't have it. Oh, like this one didn't cut all the way through. I just use my X-Acto knife and make it smooth, because if it's not smooth, then it won't adhere very well to the inside or to the other edge of the wood. So this side's burnt, of course, but that's okay because it'll be the inside anyway. So paint these two along the edge and then glue along the bottom here. Oh, and I almost forgot. So when I put this one in, the inside here is what's going to touch this one. So I want to make sure I put glue along this side right here. And this Gorilla Glue works so well for wood because it dries so fast, and it's sticky from the get-go, so it holds everything in place. And then you just keep following along all the way around. And then once you get all the way around the pieces to it, you'll take the back, and of course, because there's burn marks on this one, I actually go along, I give the inside, so when I do this one, I'll go along the edge around the whole thing. And I also do it in the inside of the little rectangular shapes right here. So that way, when I push it down on there, it will have it along the edges as well as in the rectangular spots to glue it all together. And then you end up with one like this all the way around. And then it's pretty. But again, like I said, the whole lighting situation right here, I honestly believe it should have been higher, more in the middle. But to each their own. You can do it however you would like. All right, I think that will do it for me today. Any other questions regarding these adorable signs? I'm gonna have to figure out how to put the piece back together. I guess, you know what I can do is I could use a piece of acetate. That would be cute. Put a piece of acetate on the back and glue it on there, and that way I could glue it to this. And then I could have like a reflection on there. I wonder if that would work better. To make it so it glows better is putting the acetate sheet inside. Yes, Jennifer, you can. You can go in there and hit the split, and it will open. It will detach all the pieces, and you can move it. Just like I did with the word. It'll split up the whole thing, and then you can move it. I should have done it this time, but I didn't think about it, you know. Or actually, you can also put something over this, and you can put it back in the laser and just cut in the circle. Another circle there. Well, thank you, everybody. Yeah, I definitely want to do some more laser work. I love lasering. I mean, I do a lot of embroidery too, but I do want to get back to more lasers, at least a couple times a month. Alrighty. Well, if there's no more questions regarding this, you guys can always message me if you have any questions too. I'm always open book. I'm willing to help if you ever have questions on anything. And I know it, I definitely will let you know what I know about it or how I can help troubleshoot something. If I don't know, then we'll work together and figure it out. Find the answers. Yeah, because this one right here, it broke off too when I was moving it, like where the hoop connects. I don't know. I'm sure you can see it when I do. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, you can see where the little shiny is right there. It broke off, so I just glued it back together. Luckily, that kind of stayed. But I think the acetate would work good. The acetate sheets you can get like for cardstock or for paper crafting or whatnot. Glue it across. All right, everybody. So the lineup for today is So Good Sunday with Patrice and Delonda is on today. So go check that out. I believe it's on Delonda's channel this week. We have Sean with Go Savvy Design. She's on at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, I believe it is. And then Miss Eve with the Baby Booty is on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I believe. I gotta remember all these because I'm the only one that's oddball. I'm the oddball over in the Pacific Coast. Well, with Miss Joyce and a couple others, but I have to calculate my head, use my math and skills. Yes, Miss Sean will be on tonight at 6, and then Miss Eve with the Baby's Booty will be on at 9. 6 p.m. Central for Sean, 9 p.m. Eastern for Eve. So Everybody have a great crafting week and a New Year's, and hopefully things will get better and better through the year. Like I said, any questions about any lasering, any crafts, if you have questions and not sure, or you need some troubleshooting, shoot me a message. I am willing to help if I can. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. Everybody in the replay squad and in the bushes, appreciate your time. I don't take it lightly that you guys come and hang out with me. So again, thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you next week. Fingers crossed with Stacy this time. And put her in a bubble so nothing happens to her. Bye, everybody. Oh, thank you, Oreo. Thank you very much.